LAFM and across the northeast on 7SD. Do have Glenn here today, your 9 to 5. No repeat workday for Harvey Norman, the latest flooring at the hottest prices. Now, one question the recent Royal Commission into the financial services industry raised was who needs financial advice anyway? If you believe one commentator, financial advice has been oversold. This guy is saying you simply don't need it. Just put your savings against your home loan. Is it that simple? Joining me is Dan Hewitt, who is the Director of Financial Framework. Welcome to the drive home. So what's your opinion? Has financial advice been oversold?
Thanks for having me, Glenn. Look, financial advice has obviously been in the spotlight with the Royal Commission recently, and I think it's been a good thing. I think it's put the spotlight on the industry to try and better the advice and better the way that it's delivered and the way it's charged. But yeah, in my experience as an advisor over here in Western Australia, it's not oversold. It's a very small proportion of Australians seek advice, and a lot of people need it. What
are the risks of not receiving financial advice?
It's really just not being totally across your financial situation. When you're looking at your finances, certainly changes that you make in the long term have very big consequences down the track.
Some people say, I don't need financial advice because I'll simply put my savings against my home loan. I'm guessing that's not always a good idea.
Look, there's a lot of people that probably have a bit of an idea about what to do, what's a good idea to do with their finances, but they might not have the time or the inclination to do it. So that's where you might get an advisor to help you. But for also a lot of people, they don't quite know what they should be doing. So, for instance, it is a good idea to pay extra into your home loan if you can afford it. But the question is, is it set up so that you can get the money back out if you need it, if you are laid off work or you have an accident or injury and you need that money?
So when you're thinking about your finances, it's not always about what's happening now. Sometimes it's about what could happen in the future.
The funny thing is human beings aren't very good about thinking about when things aren't good. We're sort of geared to be positive, which is good, but that's where advisors come in and go, well, what happens if you can't work? How long can you survive financially?
When in our lives should we consider financial advice?
My advice would be is once your affairs are of a certain complexity, so once you're full-time working and becoming financially independent, so you're weaning yourself off the bank of mum and dad, it's probably worth starting to think about it. And there's really no downside because if you go do some research, most advisors will have an initial meeting with you and you'll get a general feel for it without having to have any obligations, and then you can work out if it's good for you.
And for more information, do you have a website people can go to?
I work at Financial Framework, so www.financialframework.com.au. We have some good blog articles you can have a look at, and look, if anyone had any questions, feel free to give us a call and have a chat generally about your finances.
Look, I really appreciate your time, Dan. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Glenn.
And to hear this interview back and all the interviews that we have on the show, head to the Drive Home page on LAFM or 7sd.com.au.